What's going on YouTube? This is Kiaguyjoe here. I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while with me uploading videos and whatnot, but with my situation as far as how I get these cars and how I'm able to review them, I have to go, I'm going to dealerships to review vehicles. And with the chip shortage and the pandemic and whatnot, vehicles have been coming out of plants and whatnot slow. As far as Kia and Hyundai, I haven't really gotten a chance to do a lot because of those issues with the manufacturing and whatnot. But as you guys can see here, I finally have a Hyundai Palisade. I've been wanting to do this vehicle for a while, and I know you guys have probably seen hundreds and hundreds of other people reviews about this vehicle. I'm probably the last YouTuber to actually get this vehicle on video, but nonetheless I finally get a chance to do it. So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. So as I said, this is a 2022 Hyundai Palisade SEL. This is not the top of the line trim. Usually when I do videos, I always try to get the top of the line trim just so I can show you guys everything that the vehicle would come with if you option it out to the top trim. But this one here particularly is the SEL trim. It's not a bad trim. I think it's like a step below the top of the line, if I'm correct. But as you guys can see here, looking at the front of the vehicle here, looking at the grille pattern, you have a nice big and bold Hyundai logo here in the front. The Hyundai logo has gotten big over the years, just like anyone else's logo, but the Hyundai logo on this vehicle seems rather large. I guess it's to fit the proportions of the Hyundai Palisade, which is, this vehicle is pretty big. It's a 3-row crossover, very popular, as well as the Telluride. And that's another reason why why this vehicle and the Telluride have been difficult for me to actually review, because these things, once they hit the lot, they're usually gone, or when they hit the lot, they're probably already sold. So most people, when they order these cars, they buy it, and then when they get it on the lot, it's gone. So they're getting the vehicles in, but when they get it, they're gone like the same day or maybe a couple days later. But so I'm glad I got the opportunity to get this vehicle right here. The grille pattern in the front is like a mesh pattern right here with a gray color to the trim. Coming up here to the headlight system, as you guys can see here, it's full LED turn signals, LED low and high beams. These headlights are pretty bright. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen these vehicles on the road already, and you might have thought these the high beams are on, but the high beams are not actually on. That's just how bright the low beam is, and when the high beam is on, it's like blinding bright. But I guess it's for the safety and whatnot. And as you guys can see, full LED turn signal as well. The LED white portion does not turn off when the amber turn signal comes on. So, and no fog lights on the Hyundai Palisade. No model comes with fog lights. I mean, if you want to look at it, the headlights itself can be a fog light because they're so low on the grille anyway. This vehicle here is painted in a shade of hyper white. I've seen a few of these on the road as far as this color. Me personally, I don't really like white vehicles, but they are easy to, I guess, to hide scratches and whatnot, but they won't hide dirt pretty easily. Coming to the side of the vehicle here, you can see the wheel styles here. This tire is a 245 50 by I believe 20, 245 50 by 20. Yes. These are wrapped in hand-cooked tires, pretty big meaty tires. I like the rim design, the wheel design. I believe I know the higher trim comes with a different wheel design. I think I prefer this wheel design on the SEL a little bit better, because for me the wheels are open, so they'll be easy to clean, and that's what I like about wheels. When they have wide openings, they're easy to clean. Nothing special about the brake calipers, but they are pretty big, and a nice Hyundai logo in the middle. And coming to the rest of the side portion of the vehicle here, I like how they got the turn signals on the mirror. I like how they got it certain design. It's not just a line like most vehicles. Looks pretty nice. But the rest of the proportion of the vehicle, rather SUV-ish, or I guess crossover. Not too bland, but not too big either. Nothing like the Hyundai Santa Fe. I like the Hyundai Santa Fe side where it has those geometric patterns on it. But this one, I guess it would appear to people who just don't like to have those cuts and lines on the vehicle and whatnot. Like I said, but I prefer what's on the Santa Fe. I like how they got the chrome strip that comes over. And it gives it like a van kind of look almost like the Kia Carnival, except it's a little bit shorter. But that's what it reminds me of a little bit. See the rear here, big Hyundai logo in the rear, with Palisade spelled out in the rear as well. Full LED light setup as well in the rear. You have your LED turn signal and LED brake lights as well. I like how Hyundai decided to keep the turn signal with the actual rear light, unlike Kia where they sometimes separate it from, in certain vehicles they separate the turn signal from the actual tail light module. But they did put the rear light module on the bumper, but I guess that's not too much big of a deal. But as long as they keep the turn signal in the module for me, then I'm okay with that. One thing I don't like about the rear of the vehicle is how they have a dual exhaust setup, but it's on one side. I would rather see the dual exhaust on either side. I think it looks pretty unproportionate. That's just my taste. I would rather have the tailpipes on either side. And the big selling point for this sort of vehicle is the rear area, or the cargo area if you may. As you guys can see, this is a 3-row vehicle. You can pretty much fit, size adults like myself, 5'10" in here comfortably, or kids back here very comfortably in the 3rd row, and you'll still have a lot of space left for the cargo area. I'm not sure of the cargo numbers. I'll have to check that, and I'll make sure to put that in the video. But as you guys can see, you can electronically fold these seats right here. It electronically drops. And that's for the 3rd row in the SEL. I thought a feature like this would be reserved for the premium model, but apparently it's in the SEL as well. So you get a good amount of features for a good price, which is why this vehicle in the Telluride sells pretty well, I would assume. Now the front 2 seats, they just kind of drop, hydraulically assisted, but the rear 3rd passenger or 3rd row is electronically assisted. I'm not sure if you can actually go ahead and try it right now. So you can electronically fold, put back up the 3rd row seats, but you have to put the 2nd row seats back up manually. If I'm pressing the buttons here, these seats do not come up, the 2nd row does not come up. So that's I guess that's a little a way to cheapen up the vehicle, as if you have to manually put up the 2nd row seats. But that's fine. I'm pretty sure a lot of people won't mind that. This vehicle comes with a cargo net. I'm not sure if all of them do, but I'm pretty sure this is like an option if you wanted that feature. But overall, guys, this back area is pretty useful. And when you fold down these 3rd row seats, of course, you get a lot of room. I'm going to have to check those numbers again, like I said, to give you guys the full numbers. All right, and then they actually give you a button to electronically close the hood as well. And taking a look here at the key fob, this key fob, nothing special about this key fob. I believe if you guys want that parking assist feature, you're going to have to go for the calligraphy model, which is the top of the line model. That trim should give you that feature, but this is just a regular key with a button to lock and unlock. This vehicle does have remote start, but it doesn't have the feature to move the vehicle forward and backward. Button to open your trunk, and pretty simple key. Alright, taking a look under the hood here with the engine bay here. This vehicle is has an 8-speed automatic Shiftronic transmission. I guess that's Hyundai's, in-house built transmission with 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. I believe all the Palisades use the same engine. Doesn't matter which trim you get, they use the same engine, same power. This vehicle is rated to get 22 combined with 35, I believe 35 on the highway and 26 in the city. Again, I'll double check those numbers to make sure. I'm probably a little bit off, but I'll double check those numbers and make sure. But this is what the engine bay looks like. Pretty nice engine. Pretty good passing power, good road trip vehicle, I would assume, with the amount of power and the good fuel efficiency that you can get out of this engine. It's not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated, but either way you still get a good amount of power out of this engine. Let's get in the inside of the vehicle and see what kind of goodies we got in there. Alright, before we hop into the inside of the Hyundai Palisade, let's take a look at some of the materials that you guys would expect by looking at the door here. Nice padded area right here with leather. Some hard touch plastics right here, but it feels pretty nice and grainy. It has a good texture to it. So it actually feels like kind of a metal almost, but it is plastic, but the texture on it does feel pretty good. And a limited use of piano black plastics in this Hyundai Palisade. So I really like Hyundai for doing that, unlike the Telluride. Anyway, you guys can see you have 2-person memory for the front seat. Some more of some padded leather right here. Very soft, very supple. Of course, your window switches here. 1 touch for the front. And not 1 touch for the rear. Just 1 touch for the front passengers. So I guess that's another way to lessen the price of this vehicle. Probably the top of the line has automatic up and down for the front and the rear. But this version, this model does not, the SEL trim. And of course your window controls and whatnot. And the bottle holder on the bottom side of the door. This bottom side is hard plastic, but it has a kind of a soft texture to it, but it is hard plastic. And I guess this is why people are buying crossovers over vehicles, over I guess sedans. Because of the step-in height. You have a nice step-in height. You don't need any step-in rails to get into this vehicle. It's a very nice step-in height. And once you get inside the vehicle, you are greeted by a nice, pretty nice interior. Very nice interior actually. And this is why this vehicle, as well as the Telluride, is selling in great numbers. I would assume, because it was hard for me to get my hands on this vehicle. But shutting the door here, good and solid, very clear, no rattles or shakes or anything like that. But very nice interior. If you guys have seen the latest Hyundai products, this interior should be very familiar. Alright, taking a look here around the vehicle. Taking a look here at the dash up here. Nice soft dash, padded leather dash right here. It's soft. With a speaker cover up top. No heads-up display for this model SEL. I believe the top of the trim has a heads-up display, but the SEL does not. Taking a look here at the gauge cluster. This SEL does not come with the full digital experience. It just has a 7-inch helper in the middle, but it still carries over the 10.25 infotainment system. But looking at the middle display here, it's still a nice looking display. I think it looks very different from any other Hyundai products. How they got the the lights in the middle with the with the blue kind of trim. Looks pretty nice. It's a way to differentiate it from any other current Hyundai product right now. And taking a look here at the left side of the steering wheel at your headlight controls, you have your interior dimming for the interior illumination. I'm not sure if any Palisade comes with ambient lighting in the cabin. I know the Telluride doesn't. I'm not sure if Hyundai decided to put that in there, but they gave you a switch to, I guess, just dim the gauge cluster lighting at night and whatnot, because these lights are bright at night. So they gave you that option to dim it. You got your lane keep assist, or your not your lane keep, your blind spot monitoring system right there. This is your lane keep assist, and you have traction control button right here, and they put the electronic parking brake right there with another button right side of it to open the rear hatch. I kind of like how they put the how Hyundai and Kia are putting the electronic parking brakes on the side to give it a more natural feel, like an old school vehicle, how you had to push the brake or whatnot to engage the parking brake. So I like that. Taking a look here at the steering wheel, nice and wrapped in leather. Feels pretty nice. Rather nice size, not too big, not too small. Listening to the horn, has a very nice sound, very loud. Should let people know that, you know, to get out your way and whatnot. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your phone controls, phone and volume controls, and a mode button to change between either the radio, Apple CarPlay, and whatever else you may have. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control setup and a button to control the distance between you and the front of the vehicle. And you also have a button here to go through your menus in the helper screen to show your you know, fuel economy, your range, and, you know, GPS or compass rather. It's a very nice, very simple setup. Should be easy. Should be very easy to use. You can just get into this vehicle and know what to do. Taking a look here at the seats. This vehicle has a nice, I guess, cream white color to it. I don't particularly like the exterior color matched with this interior color, but it's too light for me. I would want something a little dark or with color and whatnot. But that's it being said, it is nice. It is leather, very soft. How they did not cheap out in the SEL and give you some type of soft text leather and whatnot, so they gave you real leather in this vehicle. And taking a look here at the center console right here, you have a nice storage area right here. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. Good change holder right there to hold the change. And you have a cigarette lighter and a USB port down there as well. Looking at the cup holders right here, these are a little different. You have to you manually close it and whatnot, but there's a button to pop it open, and you can probably fit probably not going to fit a Gatorade in there or anything, but you can open it like that, and then you'll be able to fit some bigger drinks in there. You have your wireless charger right there with another USB port, and this is just a good big storage area overall. And you also have this nice cover to close that up if you guys don't want anything in there to be seen and whatnot. And this material in this vehicle is overall very nice. I am so glad that Hyundai didn't go with any piano black plastic in this vehicle, or at least minimal. They only put it on the touchscreen area, but of course you're really not going to touch that area. You're going to be touching this and resting your hands here a lot, so Hyundai was very good to think of that. And it, you know, opens up very softly and very nice like. You have heated seats. This vehicle does not have cooled seats. If you want cooled seats, you're going to have to go for the top of the line Hyundai Palisade, I believe the Calligraphy model. But they do give you a heated steering wheel, so it's nice when the weather starts getting cold. And, you know, heated seats are good as well. No traditional shifter. They gave you this push button system here. And when you guys engage that system, going into rear, you guys can see you have your backup camera here. No 360 camera in this model, but they do give you an area right there for some parking sensors and whatnot to let you know what side of the vehicle or is closer to any obstructions in the rear. You have your drive mode selector here. You have Eco, Comfort, and Sport mode, and they also give you a Smart mode as well by this shifter right here. You have auto hold to you can engage auto hold once you put your foot on the brake. at a stop and whatnot, the vehicle will hold itself once this is engaged, and you can also turn it off. It gave you a button to disengage the engine auto stop, button to disengage your parking sensors right here. Couple empty buttons right here. I'm not sure what these will be for. I'll have to take a look at a top of line trim to know, but I'm not sure what these are for. All I know is this vehicle is missing cooled seats. So, like I said, if you guys want cooled seats, you have to go for a top of line trim. And coming to the climate control system, traditional buttons, no touch slide sensors, any messy crap like that. Just regular buttons, because people like buttons and knobs. So Hyundai and Kia are still giving you knobs and buttons, although they are kind of going away from that with the new Ioniq, the Ioniq 5 electric vehicle that's coming out. I believe they are using minimal or close to no buttons and knobs, so it's going to be interesting to see how that vehicle works when it comes out. With the infotainment screen, as you guys can see, if you guys are familiar with any Hyundai and Genesis products, this should look very familiar, just a little bit dumbed down in the Hyundai. Of course, you have a dedicated map button. In Hyundai and this Palisade, they decided to give you a volume and a tune knob. And again, I like the tune knob because it gives you the ability to do that, to zoom in and zoom out on the map. It's not as quick as the Genesis products. It's a little bit slower than the Palisade or just Hyundai products in general. But I assume with the next generation of Hyundai's Blue Link and Kia's Yuvo and whatnot, they're going to update the system just a little bit quicker, and they might change the graphics and whatnot to make it look a little bit more premium, just not too premium, because it still is a main market vehicle and main market company and whatnot. Of course, they give you a nav button, a radio button, and this is the same setup that is in the Kia. I believe this is in the Kia K5 and a couple other Kia products. I don't really like the way it looks, honestly, with the glass bulbs, and I guess it's like a what do you call those things? Like a timer. I forgot what they call it, but I don't really like the look of them. Hourglass is what I'm trying to say. Hourglass kind of. I don't really like, or light bulb in general. It just looks like a light bulb. I don't really like the look of it, but that's just my taste. That's just me. Some people may like it. Others like myself may not. And you have a media button to go to your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Also give you the sounds of nature, just like every other Hyundai Kia product. I'm not sure if they updated it with any new sounds. I believe Calm Sea Waves is a new one. You have your usual FM, AM, Sirius, but most of the time you guys will probably use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I don't believe it's wireless in the Hyundai Palisade. They might update that they might add that feature in the next, system update and whatnot. And this vehicle, I believe, does not have over-the-air OTA updates, so that's another downside to the system right there. And of course, you have your seek back and forward, and they gave you a button for your favorites. No button on the steering wheel for the favorites, just like in the Genesis. Unlike in the Genesis products, it just gave you one on the dash right here. But you can program that for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your contacts, the radio, anything you want. You should be able to favorite this. You should be able to map this with this button. And of course, button to set up, to go to your setup and whatnot. Of course, you have your Hyundai Blue Link, which is like GM's OnStar or Kia's Yuvo and whatnot. And the rest of the dash, pretty much the same nice interior or nice material that's on the door. You have your leather right here. You have this, shiny garnish or gray garnish right here that goes across the whole dash and whatnot. That completes off the dash, and you have some more of that nice material, grainy, plasticky material right here that feels pretty nice. The fit and finish in this material, the fit and finish in this vehicle is very nice. Very no gaps at all. And as when I close the door, no rattles or shakes or anything like that. So the fit and finish in this vehicle is very nice. Taking a look here up top, you have your lighting controls, full LED lighting throughout the cabin. You have your Hyundai Blue Link button right there, as I said, just like OnStar. And you have a button to open up the sunroof. This is just a regular size sunroof, no panel sunroof in the SEL. If you guys want the panel sunroof, I believe you're gonna have to go for the calligraphy model, or at least a sunroof for the rear occupants. I think this model only has it for the front occupants. But at least they gave you a manual shade to open and close it. Let's hop into the second row seat. And before we hop into the second row, as you guys can see, looking at the door here, same deal of materials. They actually give you 2 cup holders on the door and a bottle holder as well. So a lot of stuff on this door right here. You barely see 2 cup holders or just 1 cup holder on the door. So that's very nice. And this vehicle, the SEL trim, didn't cheap out. They gave you sunshades, although it's not electronic, but they did give you some sunshades. Very nice. And as you guys can see, when I folded down the second row earlier, as I mentioned, you guys have to manually put it back up, and how you do that is with this button right here. So that manually puts up the front seat or the second row seats, and you actually can push this button right here to, you know, move that seat forward to give you access to the third row. And that's while I got this up, let's hop into the third row. And that is with the second row seats. It's not all the way back. I don't believe it's all the way back. It's not all the way back in its tracks, but even if it was all the way back, I think I still have at least that much of you know, back space for my knees. I don't think it would be touching the seats that much. And also taking a look at the third row seats, you have a recline function that electronically reclines the third row seat. It would cut into the cargo space, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be fine with that. Hard touch plastics for the third row seats. Third rows get no love, so that's to be expected. But on this seat pillow right here, it's a nice material right here. I'm not sure what kind of material this is, but it feels pretty nice. But all of this down here is just hard touch plastics, so that's to be expected. The seat belts are on the ceiling, and they give you 2 cup holders with a USB port for the third row. But this third row is very usable. I am 5'10", so I fit pretty well back here. There's actually another USB port on that side as well, with another, you know, some more buttons to recline the seat and whatnot, and 2 more cup holders. But this back seat, third row seat, is pretty usable. Gives you a very good stadium kind of like seating, because you do sit up in the third row, so you kind of sit higher than the second row passengers, and you definitely sit a little bit higher than the driver and the passenger in the front. One thing I forgot to mention about the third row is that they do give you some air vents, some rear seat air vents, so that's actually pretty nice. And you know, you can open and close it and whatnot. So very usable, very comfortable third row seat. Alright, now we're hopping into the second row seats. Very nice stepping height, as you guys saw. Shutting the door, very solid. Of course, just like the front passenger, just like the front door. No complaints there. And good amount of space, no complaints. You have a nice padded area for your arms right there. Captain's chairs, very nice. I don't believe you can option this vehicle with a middle seat, which this vehicle doesn't really need anyway. This is a 7-pack, or you can probably put 7 people back here in this vehicle, but more than likely 6 people. You have 2 map pockets on the back of each seat, 2 USB ports on the back of each front seat as well, and they gave you your own rear climate controls. The second row has heated seats but no cooled seats. I believe if you want cooled seats in the second row, you're going to have to go for the calligraphy trim, which is the top of the line trim. And there's also no heated or cooled seats for the third row. As I said, third row get no love. Alright. You can also control your temperature right here, up and down. And very nice, very useful. You can also control the fan speed for the rear as well. So that's very nice. You don't have to bother the front occupants to turn on the AC or turn on the heat and whatnot. So that's very nice. You have a 12-volt power port right here and a 115 volt power outlet right here, house style outlet. You can plug in your laptop or something like that and charge it. As I said, guys, this back seat is very useful. It's very nice. Let's say you have your manual sunshades. You have your LED lighting, map lights for the cabin. These things are very bright. I don't think my camera will pick up that light, but these things are very bright. You guys comment down below what you think of this vehicle. Let me know what you would choose, the Palisade or the Kia Telluride. For me, if I can get the Hyundai Palisade's interior in the Kia Telluride, then I'll take the Telluride. But I wouldn't take the Palisade based off the exterior. I don't really like the front end of the Palisade. I kind of more like the boxy front end look of the Telluride with those amber, you know, LED daytime running lights. So that appeals a little bit more to me. But overall, this vehicle is still nice. I can see why a lot of people are buying it. So there you go. Alright guys, this is Kiaguyjoe. This was the 2022 Hyundai Palisade SEL. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe below. You know, subscribe to the channel, share the video to help me grow my channel. And you know, eventually once I get my channel to a certain point, then I'll be able to, you know, get more vehicles in and do better reviews, do more reviews, you know. But I appreciate you guys who have already subscribed to my channel. With that being said, this is Kiaguyjoe. See you guys in the next video. Peace.